lip service creator hotline. How may I help you?
This creator asks, Sonia, I'm playing around with reel covers like you mentioned. Is this what you mean? She sent screenshots, kind of giving like a brief idea of what the reel is about. I'm playing around with different fonts and seeing how I can make it aesthetic. I'm very picky about these kind of things, so I'm struggling with it. Love this question. You would not believe how frequently I have to lecture content creators about readability over aesthetics. In today's video, we're going to talk all about how to make sure that your reel covers, your Instagram stories, and your actual reel content all looks aesthetically pleasing when it comes to font overlay. This also really plays into your personal brand. Making font selections and keeping them consistent is a big part of personal branding and what will help you level up in comparison to other creators. Let's dive in to the 3 places where you consistently should be using fonts and text overlay in Instagram and how I suggest you use them. Place 1, per the question this creator has, reel covers. So many people are skipping reel covers, and I think it's because they just don't know what to do. They're overwhelmed with designing, making selections, what to say, so they just decide not to do it at all. Answer. Number 1, if a brand is coming onto your profile, and I know this because I've been working with brands for over a decade, and they are looking for specific types of content, do you know how difficult it is to watch every single video looking for the content that you're trying to find as an example for the brand? It is exhausting. And think of it as a new viewer. If I'm coming to you for a specific type of content, a tutorial, things about hair, things about makeup, maybe that's all I want to watch. If you don't have any reel covers and I have no idea what's going on inside each video, it is exhausting, and most likely I'm just going to leave the page altogether. Not only are you doing this for aesthetic reasons, but you're also doing this for ease of use. I guarantee your views and engagement will go up if you employ these reel cover tactics. Recently, Instagram released a new option where you can design your reel covers right inside of the reel editing system. This is pure gold. Let's break down how to use this new tool. From inside drafting your reels, you're going to navigate over to covers. And then on the bottom left, very small, which is why I feel like a lot of people don't even know that this exists yet, there's a capital A and a little mini a. You tap that button and you are able to now add text overlay and emojis just like you were editing a Instagram story slide as a reel cover. It could not be easier. It does not mess up any of the footage inside the actual reel. It only saves this image for the cover. So simple. As another little bonus hack, when you are creating your reel, hold a very light, cute pose for about a millisecond at the end of every video, and you can use that as your still image for your reel cover. That way, you don't have to scroll back and forth looking for an image of yourself that doesn't look crazy where you're in the middle of talking with your mouth open. I may know from detailed experience how difficult this is. Now, when it comes to what is actually said on top of the reel cover, you can go basic as get ready with me for X, Y, and Z, but I always suggest, which I said to this creator in high gloss, make sure you think about the title being clickbait. You want to make me open the video, almost like a hook. Her content example that she had pasted into the group said anxiety ring. And that was what the video was about. But to me, that didn't really make me want to click in. So I gave her the line, the jewelry that helps ease my anxiety. Doesn't that catch your attention right off the bat? Now you want to know, like, what is the jewelry that eases my anxiety? I need to watch this. This is a great place to use AI to brainstorm what a quick, easy hook or clickbait type sentence might be for the reel cover. Make sure that you make these relatively uniform. I don't really love landing on a page where the fonts are all different and all over the place, which leads us to a greater point about personal brand. Wonderful exercise that is going to apply to all 3 areas that you are applying fonts and text overlay is personal brand selection. What fonts are you going to use in Instagram stories in Reels and on your Reel covers. Making a selection that you can use every time starts to craft a brand and sort of say who you are. There are now so many font styles that Instagram has given us. You really have the opportunity to express a little bit about yourself through your font choices. I always recommend that people choose two fonts that they can flex between. For my purposes, I use Classic. It's a little bit bolder, it looks really good in all caps or typed out regularly. It's easy to overlay on almost every image. For my second option, I chose something a little bit thinner, Times. I only use it as a sub font to complement Classic. Two fonts I use almost all the time. So if you haven't yet already, pause this video right now, open up your Instagram and select your two fonts, a main or title font, a secondary or body font, and one accent color. Congratulations, you are well on your way to a little bit more of a personal brand and just a little upgrade in your content creator presence on Instagram. Next, let's talk about the copy overlay that we are applying to the actual reel itself. Most people are just not applying closed captions, and I do not understand why. Number one, most people, over 50%, are watching reels with sound off. So if you are talking, you're giving a tutorial, you're giving any sort of educational information, you need to have those closed captions on. Make sure that you select a style that complements the video. It does not have to be super huge and distracting, but don't let it be the tiniest thing ever where no one will get any information from your video. You want to find a nice middle balance like this video that I've done here. And what you'll notice in this video as well is that I have a key title. The title is very similar to what the cover of my reel is going to say. While the cover of my reel might be a little bit clickbaity, might be a little bit shorter, the title is a one-liner that someone could scan right in the first couple seconds of the video that gives them context as to what this video is going to be about. Especially if you do videos where you're talking, this is a huge benefit that will help people stay more invested to watch your video to the end. If it is a topic that they're invested in, which I'm sure it will be, you want to have it up there. Most people are going to swipe away if in the first couple seconds they have no idea where this video is going. Having that information on screen is almost like a little bit of a safety net. We want to stay optimized for all viewer scenarios. Adding closed captioning and small bullets, especially if you're talking to camera, can make a huge difference in connecting with your community. But Sonia, you ask, part of the reason why I'm not using text overlay is because I just can't read it. How do you make sure that everything is legible? Great question. While I do encourage text overlay, adding different things, it can be difficult to strike the right balance between making sure that the visual is crisp and clear and that the text is also crisp and clear. One thing that I suggest to everyone, and sorry, this probably doesn't apply to my beauty favorites, is saving some of your favorite filters. Mine is the dark aesthetic. I use dark aesthetic both on stories and in reels when the text is more important than the content. How do you decide? Well, when the text is the lesson, it's a quote, it's several steps on how to do something, I've decided that that text is the most important thing for the viewer to see, and thus it's okay to deprioritize the video or image that the text is overlaid upon, which means that if I apply the darker filter and the visual becomes a little bit darker, it's not its truest, crispest self, that's fine with me because I really want the viewer to pay attention to the text first. If you're in the beauty industry, which I know a lot of you are because we're beauty specialists around here, and that's not an option for you because you need true color, true light, foundation match, skin tone, I get it. What you need to do is work on your placement and timing of the copy. Don't be afraid to overlay copy on your actual face. When you look at your phone screen, especially in Reels, your face should be taking up a significant amount of the screen where you're very tight in. But that doesn't mean that having some text overlay that explains the product name or the step that you're on is going to detract from the overall of what is happening on screen. If instead you had it on screen for just enough time to read it and then removed it, replaced it with the next step, I think you'd be completely surprised as to how beneficial this is in enhancing your content. These are the text and copy overlay rules I swear by when it comes to Instagram, and clearly the advice I'm giving to my own high gloss members. If you have any other questions about how to better design and optimize your reels, reel covers, or Instagram stories, drop a comment so I can get back to you. And don't forget, pretty girls hit subscribe. See you on the next one.